Friday the 15th of May, 7 a.m, a regular early morning start for the women's rowing team at the University of East London, a full part of their gruelling 7-day training programme. Today we meet Chelsea, the University women's rowing captain, and Helena, the club's media secretary, to gather an insight into one of Britain's oldest summer sports.
Hi, I'm Helena and I'm part of the women's rowing team. I'm also media secretary for the club.
Out of all the sports clubs you could have joined at university, why did you choose rowing?
Other sports clubs like football and netball you've already tried before, they're available at any university, whereas it's quite nice and where we train here is really nice, and in first year Halls looks over the river and it just intrigued me into trying it out.
What do you think of the current state of rowing nationally as a sport and the funding it receives?
We've recently just purchased a new 8 which we got second hand, which was £3,500, and new boats are a hell of a lot more than that, so as a sport in general it's very hard to find funding for.
Is there a large difference between the attention and the participation between men's and women's rowing?
Nationally I think men's rowing is a lot more recognised. Like recently the boat races was the first time that the women have raced in the same course as the men. Our university, we have a pretty equal number between men and women, but only really this year. The numbers that we got this year applying was a lot higher for women.
Cambridge and Oxford boat races are televised each year, however they are both got teams that perform at the top of the charts come the end of each season. How does this make you feel?
The crews that take part in the boat races are Oxford and Cambridge's first crews. Like in Nottingham the other week, universities like Durham and stuff were overtaking both Oxford and Cambridge massively, but it's because it's their second teams.
Okay.
Their first teams train for the boat races all year round, whereas the second teams train for other things. I think other universities could be recognised, but just because of the sport and the prestige it holds, I think having the 2 top universities is kind of tradition.
Okay, brilliant.
I'm Chelsea and I'm women's captain at UELBC.
Is there a large difference in terms of sponsorship between women's rowing and men's rowing?
I think that as a whole, the male rows get a lot more attention and a lot more sponsorship. If you look at all the GB posters, it's always the male rows that you see on the posters. You don't see any female rows. That is changing now with the Skull Can campaign, but it's taken a long time. It's taken them like 50 years to get the boat race on TV, and that was the first year this year that women were actually on TV for their rowing. But every year we're making improvements.
What does Sport UK need to do to help rowing grow at grass level and Olympic level?
To make it a little bit less elitist. Obviously it has that stigma of being, rowing is only for like posh people. Here at UEL, we aren't the posh university. We don't have best resources. And I feel like they need to come to places like UEL and really say, you can row. Your background doesn't change the fact that you can or can't row. Like Mark Hunter's one of the best rowers in the UK and he comes from East London. So they just need to start finding people like that.